Good morning, everybody. We're back to the Psalms today, up in the 80s and 90s today. You can see in the title what we're reading, and in these Psalms, we can hear. I hope you can hear the voice of Dad calling to a children that he really loves. He loves and is separated from and doesn't want to be separated from. And he's just calling. He's calling to his children. And at the same time, we hear the voice of the children calling out, longing for the Father. But the Father that they've wounded, the Father that they've hurt, the Father that they've been unfaithful to, the Father they have shown ingratitude towards. And you can hear the woundedness in their voice. But at the same time, there's the voice of the celebrant, the one who has remained faithful, the one who walks closely with the Lord. And there's a real sense of celebration in that voice. And I know I emphasize this a lot because for me, I think a lot of us miss out on the fact that this is a relationship. It's not a one-off. It's not when you're desperate. It's not when you're lonely. It's not when you're wounded. It is all the time, in the good times, in the bad times. This is just a wonderful relationship that we have with our Father, and He's longing for us. It's a relationship of two hearts, where we have a longing for Him. He has a longing for us. And what obedience does, it allows us to walk in the blessing of that relationship, and that's what we're hearing in these Psalms, is a Father who longs to bless His children. And that's a sense that we have to have, is that this is a Father desiring, longing to bless His children. We need to walk in that every day. He is good, and He's always in a good mood. But the obedience unlocks the flow of the blessing, unlocks the availability of that blessing. It allows that blessing just to flow, and we get to receive everything that Father wants us to receive. It's not an obedience to get us somewhere. It's not an obedience so that we can ask for things. It's not that. It's an obedience that comes from love. And I know I go on about this, but the point is really, really vital, is that we don't obey to love Jesus. It's because we love Jesus that we can obey Him. Because we love Him, we are empowered to obey Him. We're wired actually to obey Him. When we receive Him, we get rewired, and we're rewired to obey Him. And it is actually a purposeful act of defiance, a purposeful act of disobedience that brings us to that place of not following His commands. We have to selfishly decide for our own desires instead of where love brings us, which is a desire for our Father's heart. So yeah, that's a lot that's there, isn't it? Again, just reread those poems. Yeah, well, they are poems and they're songs. Reread those Psalms and hear the three voices: the voice of the Father calling to His children, the voice of the disobedient children longing for Father, and the voice of the obedient child, a voice of celebration. And let's choose the voice of celebration. Let's let that be our voice. You guys be blessed today. Be encouraged. He is with us. God bless.